Welcome to Success in Business. This month's program is about our website, GrowthZone interaction, and your chamber membership with Dustin Roth, the Marketing and Communications Director here at the partnership. Dustin has led the team in our transition to a new CMS, GrowthZone, and our new website at greaterburlington.com. Dustin enjoys all things creative. He coaches his kids' sports team, teaches at SCC, and he does a lot of home projects. And we couldn't do what we do without him. So now he's going to help you learn how to utilize your newest membership benefits. So welcome, Dustin Roth.
Hello, everyone. There we go. Sorry, that was going to take a second to fix. Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for being here today. I appreciate it. Sorry, I'm playing producer and speaker today, so give me a second just to get everything set. I think we're ready to go. Okay, so today we are here to talk about GrowthZone and the brand new greaterburlington.com. So for those of you, we launched the website about a little over a month ago, I think it was, maybe about 2 months about now. So hopefully you have been on it and had a chance to look around. I think it looks great. Obviously, we still have a little bit of work to do. Launching the website, I think, is about halfway through the work. And so we're definitely still working on it, but it's definitely an upgrade from what we've had in the past. So with the new website comes a lot more integrations that come into it. So in addition to launching the new website, we switched over, as Cindy said, to a brand new CMS or customer management system, which is called GrowthZone. So brief about that. So what that is all of your information, all of your business's information, your contacts and everything is stored inside our CMS. In the past, we had Memby, but now we have GrowthZone. So for the most part, that doesn't mean a ton for you other than it adds a lot of new functionalities that we can now offer you just for being Chamber of Commerce members. And so today we are going to talk about what those are, how you can take advantage of it, and answer any questions you may have. So to start this off, I've got a list of things that I want to get through, but if you have any questions along the way, please throw them in the chat and I will do my best to address them as they pop up. And if not, I'll definitely have some time at the end to help go through them as well. All right, let me check my cheat sheet here. All right, perfect. So how do you get into GrowthZone? So this morning, a couple weeks ago and this morning, I sent out an email that was how to take, what's it actually called? Get the most out of your chamber membership with GrowthZone Info Hub. So inside that email, there is a button to create a brand new account. So to access all of this, you need to create an account, obviously. So if you go through, check your email, and you should be able to log in. It's very simple. All you do is you put in your name, your email address, and it sends you an email to confirm that's who it actually is going to. You fill it out, and you should be automatically logged in. So give me 1 second here, and I will share with you what it will look like. InfoHub, okay. Here we go, 1 second. All right, perfect. So once you create an account, this is the InfoHub. This is where you will land. So there is much more than just about marketing information. This is where you will go for pretty much everything to do with your Chamber of Commerce membership. So your individual info is here. Your billing info is here. This is where you can save a credit card, pay bills, all of your directories. This is where you can also sign up for subscriptions, look through the events, look through the member directories. There's a bunch of stuff in here today. And we're not going to go through the your info or your billing info. We can talk about that later. In the future, we're actually going to have some in-person trainings, but we'll talk about that at the end where we can go through that. But today I want to focus in on modules in GrowthZone and how they interact with and how you can take advantage of them on the new greaterburlington.com growthzoneinfo.com. So once you create a brand new account, this is your landing page. This is where you end up. Let me flip to the home page before. So this is obviously the brand new greaterburlington.com. So after you create your login, you'll get landed here. But in the future, to log in, all you got to do is you can go at the very bottom of the page, and there's this login to GrowthZone button. You push that, it's in there. Secondary, it's in Chamber of Commerce, your chamber, I believe. And if you scroll down, it's member login here as well. So there's a couple of different ways that you can get to it. But the easiest one, obviously, is if you forget to bookmark it, just go to greaterburlington.com. Very down here at the bottom, it's the login with GrowthZone button. So that will get you to the Info Hub. Okay, so now we jump into before we go into it, a question that needs to be answered, or I guess that pops up a lot, is okay, who has access to all of this information? Once you get in here, who has access to see your information, to the billing information, and all of these modules? So there are a couple of different answers. So every person that is affiliated with your business has their own, can create their own login to InfoHub. And so what they can see is, so if they're just your staff, they can create their own info where they can see their own information. They can subscribe to Friday Facts, our newsletters, anything that is specific to them. Excuse me. Not necessarily everything with your business. So to see everything, there is the only person that can do that by default is the primary for the account. So that could be the manager of the branch, the business owner. If you're your own individual, if you're the only person, obviously you have that. You'll be able to see everything. So you'll be able to see your info. You can see all of the you'll be able
invoicing
to invoicing. You'll be able to see everything with your Chamber of Commerce membership. Here, let me see if I can. I'll ask to see if I can blow this up a little bit. I can blow this up a little bit. That's as high. That's as big as I can get it, so we can still see things. However, so the primary by default has that. But let's say, for example, your primary isn't the person that will put up job postings or put together hot deals or anything else in there. We can give people in your organization access so they have so they can access those different things. So we have some different tiers. So we just need to hear from your primary. You can reach out to me or you can reach out to Cindy of who you would like to have access to different things, and we can make that happen behind the scenes. It's super simple. It's a couple clicks and it's done. And then once they log into the Info Hub, they will have access to that information for your business. Okay. So that's who has access and who can do what. Again, if you've got questions, drop them in the chat. Or if I talk too fast, feel free to give me a call, or we'll have some live trainings again going on. Okay. So there is a lot of things that you can do in the Info Hub. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the directory, because that is obviously a huge one for your business. Okay. So we're going to jump back and forth a little bit between Info Hub and the website so you can see where you would put information in and how it will show up on the actual website. So to go to your directory, over here on the left, you just go to My Directory Listings. If you have multiple businesses, you'll have a drop-down button up here that you'll be able to click and select the different businesses or organizations. So you can have one account and manage multiple things. If you would like to have separate ones, you need to get a hold of us. We have to do a little bit of work on the back end. But if you need to have those separate, let us know, and we can take care of that as well. Okay, so this is what it looks like on the back end when you put information in. Here is what the directory looks like when somebody clicks into it. So if you go to the home page and you click on the member directory, this is what shows up right away. So right now we're just going to search Greater Reacher. Probably would help if I could spell. So you can search for whatever you want, and we'll talk a little bit more about this. You can see here what we're looking for, obviously, is Greater Burlington Partnership. Now, depending on how your person sets up a customer or anybody on the internet is looking, they have options for a couple of different views. This obviously is kind of like the Monopoly tile, where you can see the logos. You can see your name, obviously your address, phone number, and website. But there is a list view as well, that if you click the list view, it shows a little bit more information, where it still has your logo, your phone number, your website, but it also has a search description if people are looking for something specific, as well as what your categories are for when people are searching for things. So we'll talk a little bit about that more. So I'm going to search Greater again, and then I want to go into the partnership one. Okay. So this is what it will look like when you have all of your information filled out. You can see name, phone number, address, websites. You all can also put your socials in here. By default, it will also, once you put your email in or your address in, it will show on here a snippet from Google to show people where it is, just as a quick thing. So they can, and so this is, you can click and drag this around, or you can click to view a larger map. You'll also have your about information. You can have photos and videos. And what's also on here is awesome, that we'll talk about here in a little bit with the other modules, is that if you have job postings or hot deals or anything on your page, they will show up here at the bottom. So obviously we've got a job posting for administrative assistant, so that's showing up here at the bottom as well. Okay, so that's kind of what it looks like. So let's go through it. Inside the member directory, you can see here, it's super simple. It's very user-friendly. It's got our physical address. It's got our mailing address. And to change anything, it's got the little button down here. You can click in here, and you can fill out any of the new information. So let's say, for example, I don't know, we hit the lottery and we decide we're going to buy the entire building. Maybe we move to the top floor. That's where we could change the address. Or maybe we have a satellite office or anything, whatever, depending on if it's your business. Maybe you decide to move locations. You bought a brand new building or anything. This is where you would come in, and you can change your address. So you can type in whether it's physical or mailing or both. Same thing. You can select in here whether it's for billing, shipping, home, or work. And you can set any notes that you would like in here. And also you can mark the address as default. So that's the one. If you have multiple ones, that would be the one that obviously shows up first. Same thing, if you have a specific email address that you would like, you can put in there. So if you've got a hello@yourbusiness.com, or if you've got a sales@yourbusiness.com, or whatever it is, this would be your company-wide email address that anybody can contact, and it just flows into, and maybe it goes somewhere else. So this is where you would put that as well. You can put fax numbers. You can put main phone numbers. So here is where you can put multiple different websites. So we've got greaterburlington.com. So if you go in here, you can see you've got a couple of different options. So if you want a home page, you can set to that. I'll show you here in a second, social site. But if you have anything for sale, you can have a product page. So you can have a home page, but if people are looking for something specific, you can set up a product page that they can immediately go to. Same thing with a service page. So if you've got a product to sell, or maybe you're a car wash, for example, and people always want to know what goes into your, detail package or whatever it is. You can set up these specific pages so that people can go to them without having to click through your website. If you know that that's things that people go to your to those specific pages, you can set those up. How can we determine who in the company can edit that info? Tyler's got a question. You can give us a call, and we can tell you who is set up as the primary, and we can tell you what you're set up as as you are set up as default. So you can give us a call. Most of the time, I would say most businesses know who the primary, because that's who we normally talk to. But if you have a question, just give us a call. We can easily look it up. And if you want to make changes, normally we would just have the primary give us a call and say, hey, it's okay to add Tyler to be this, or shoot us an email and say, hey, it's fine if Tyler can do this for us. We just need to know from whoever that is that to give us the okay to give permission. But if you need to know who it is, just give us a call. We can look it up. Okay, so social sites. So we've got Instagram and Facebook on here. So you can see we just select social site. We put in our Instagram address, and we can type in the URL as Instagram. But what's cool is if you go back and look at the directory, GrowthZone will automatically see, they can tell it's an Instagram page and it's a Facebook page. So they put in the buttons in here for people to just click through to go to those pages. So it's obviously a brand awareness. Everybody knows what Facebook's logo looks like. Everybody knows what Instagram logo looks like. So it just makes it super simple and automatically recognizes that info and just puts it in. Okay, so this is where the bulk of the information goes in, and this is where some really awesome things are. So inside, you've got your directory information. So we've got two different descriptions. We've got your search description and we've got your regular description. So the search description is what shows up when somebody searches on the directory. And as you can see, so I just searched Greater Burlington, or I think I just searched Greater. But if somebody goes into this list, the list version to search, this is what the search description is. It's the paragraph or a couple sentences that will show up. So if you want to have, instead of having the super large description, maybe you just want to distill it down into bullet points of what you do. That's what you put in the search description. Just like if you were searching anything on Google and you would see, all right, I'm searching for a restaurant that's got chicken, for example. You could say best chicken in town, stop by our restaurant, whatever it is, something like that. Brenda's got a question. How do you add more than one social media site? So you can add as many of these as you would like. So if you see here up at the top, a few things that carry through the entire site is that the little pencil button lets you edit anything, but always look for a little plus button. Plus button lets you add things. So if you click plus button, so here's where you could put in, let's just put in Instagram, help, Instagram.com/GB partners. I think that's what it is. And then you could select social site. That's it. So if you've got more, like if you want to put a LinkedIn one in here as well, you can do that. Then you hit done, and then it will automatically, no, I don't want to save the changes. It will automatically show up down here at the bottom. So you can have, if you've got a couple of different websites, like I said, you got, or if you want to have your different social sites, that's all you do. You just go up here and add, put in the website, and select what type it is. And that's simple. Same thing with the address. If you've got a couple of different branches that you want to show up in one thing, you can do the same thing with addresses as well. So back to the directory. So the search directory, again, is what shows up when anybody searches anything, and it's just a little snippet about your company. The description is obviously the larger information that you want to do, essentially the about your information, or what you want. You're welcome, Brenda. Or what you want people to know about your business. So whatever you want to put here, you can put in here. We just kind of put a little bit of about what we are. So next under there is keywords. So this is really cool, especially if you are a business that sells anything. What keywords are is that when somebody goes into the member directory and they search for, it could be search for restaurant, it could be chicken sandwich. I keep going back to chicken sandwich. I don't know why it's stuck in my head. It could be car wash. You can have your business show up under any of those searches. So if you know, for example, if you go into like your Google Analytics and you know that when people look for us, they're car loan. Let's just say, for example, for a bank, if people search car loan, you can put into your keywords car loan, and that when people search car loan in here, your business will show up. So think of it as it's the member directory essentially is like a little mini Google inside of this. So you can put in here as many keywords as you would like, just separate them by a comma. That's all you need to do. So like, for example, if you want to do home loan or first time home buyers would be an example, or again, chicken sandwich or quick lunch, or I don't know, Cindy, can you think of anything? It's realistically, it's
just even more general. Just think Google, like he said. So banking, banks,
could be
checking
bank,
account, just anything like that.
But these are, so there's a couple of different ways. So these are different than your categories. So, so let's jump down to categories, for example. So categories are, if you go to the member directory, these are the pre-populated advertising and media, appliances, art supplies, attractions. These are essentially the pre-populated things that we have got that you can go and select what you are. So like we're obviously tourism, economic development, and chamber. But if you were let's just type in bank, for example, you can show up here and click, and then you can click the ones that you are. I believe I'll have to go back and look, but I think you can select at least 5, and it may be more. I can't remember off the top of my head if 5 was the max or if it was the suggested.
I think we were told that, but it let us do more. So give it a whirl.
Yeah, so
put your primary ones first.
Click through a bunch of different ones. So this is what we populated. So when we brought over Memby, these are what people were, what we had. So you can, what's awesome about this is we can add in different ones. So if you know specifically for your business, people are searching or looking for a specific, let's see if there's one in here. I got one off the top of my head. If people are looking in here for, I don't see it in here. There it is, television or stereos or home theater, for example. Let us know and we can add one of those in there as well. If it's one of those things where people are going to search for it. But it's super simple to be found in any of these categories. All you do is you can go up here and search it, and literally all you do is you click the check mark. It looks like GrowthZone's being slow now that I just closed it. But all you do is you just put a little check mark by it, and then you go down and hit done. Make sure you're always hit done. Done or save on any of the pages will save all of your changes, because I've done that a few times where I forgot to scroll down and I just clicked off or I hit X. But make sure you hit done or save on any of the pages. And if you want to see just the ones that you are a part of, you can hit the show selected here, and it will show you everything. So you can off check them. So I'm just going to uncheck that real quick and hit done. And we're good. Okay. So you can see category and keywords are, you can search for categories in the member directory, and they will show up. So you can search community organizations and will show up. But keywords are, think of keywords are maybe like I said, the phrases like first time home buyer, any of those other things that don't necessarily fit in here, but you would like to be shown up in a search for. That's where you would put in keywords, if that makes sense. Okay. So questions about this? Also, there's a couple of other things that you can put in here. There's an information for highlights. So think of highlights, and additional info is just secondary places that you can put in information. If there's something specific that you want separated from your description, it will put it in there as well. So highlights could be known for X, Y, and Z. You can put that in there as well. Over here, there's additional info. So alternative display names. So this is usually, it might be as like a DBA or whatever if you want to be known as something else. But for the most part, we just leave those blank. We don't really need anything. We don't need an alternative sort name, so we're good. So underneath that is you can add images and you can add videos to your directory, to your directory page. So if you have got, for example, sales brochures or anything that you would like to show up, you can put it in there. So you can see we've got a couple of different photos. It's just has our logo and it's got River Park Place. And then we have one of the past success in businesses videos that we put in there. So if you can see, we put in there, we can select us. You can see they show up down here as the images that people can look at. You can click and they obviously can get bigger. Same thing with the videos. You can click through and it will play the videos. So YouTube works, Vimeo works. Realistically, it asks for a URL. So I think I've not tried a bunch of other places. YouTube and Vimeo are the main ones. So if you've got them somewhere else, it may work on here. You can let me know if you've got questions about that. But like I said, YouTube and Vimeo for sure work to show up on here. Another one that I could show is Camper. We set up them in one of our previous ones where they have got, and these actually probably might need to be changed. But you can see they've got a couple of different videos they've got in there. They've got some flyers that they have in here. So realistically, it's another way for you to show up to get information to your potential customers. Now I did see this. I already got this set up. So this is what your additional info would show up. So I've already reached out to our web development and they're fixing this. So this will show up as black. But you can see here is additional info. It just shows up a couple of different highlight things. So that'll get fixed here within probably the day. Okay, back to search. So this is your member directory. You can see here there's a ton of different things that you can put in. It's awesome. It's a huge step up from what Memby was. That was pretty much just your name, your address, and the location of it. So this is much more user friendly and shows up great on mobile, because that was one thing that we're seeing a ton of our mobile views on almost everything is higher than our desktop views. So everything is very mobile friendly and shows up great. So questions about this? Otherwise, we're going to move on. All right, I'll wait until they pop up and we can easily pop back. Okay, so as we go down here, the other thing is events. So again, everything that we've got GrowthZone shows up in here. So our events calendar is GrowthZone driven. Our member directory is GrowthZone driven. We've got our modules down here, and our business directory is driven in here. So for events, so if you've got a business that has a ton of events, you can come directly into InfoHub and add a new event. So I'm going to show you, I'm just going to walk through one here real quick. Because there's one thing that come on, load for me, takes some, is not the user friendly, and I'm putting a thing into GrowthZone, so hopefully they can fix it, and you'll see what I mean here in a second. So to add an event, you just go to the events page, you hit add new event, and we're just going to call it test. I'm just going to call it SIB test event. Okay. So it's very simple. You just follow it through, event name, contact, organization, email address. So this stuff will automatically populate once you're in GrowthZone Info Hub. So you don't have to put this information in. It just automatically pulls your info from your account. If there's anything specific that you want to put in the contact details, like if you need to call a different person to register, or call, or say, I don't know, tickets are on sale, whatever it is, or if there's something specific that you want about the contact, you could put that in here. This is where you would put in your description. So SIB test event description. This is where you put your location name. So Greater Burlington. It will automatically populate some of the addresses that are in here. partnership. We're just going to find our address. We're just going to pop that in there. So it'll then automatically populate your address, your city, your county, state, zip code, all of those things. Next, sorry about that. That's the ring. Next is the publish date. So there's the publish date, your start date, and your end date. So your publish date, you can create these. Let's just say our event is, we're going to set our event is going to be, so I can easily find it, December 1st at 8 a.m. is fine. Let me do this real quick. I don't think I can see the button at the bottom. Okay, there we go. Okay, perfect. At 8 a.m., that works fine, and it's going to end at the same day. Let's just say it's going to end at 9 a.m. is fine. That's fine. But I want to publish the thing. Let's just say I want to get it out there in October, whatever it is. So you can set your publish date that it will show up on October. Actually, I want to make sure this is going to show up so I can find it again. So you can set the date a month or so ahead of time. And you can put, if there's specific hours, put 8 to midnight. Next, down here is where you can select the category. So we have some built-in ones, whether it's advertising, arts and crafts, classes, workshops, if it's downtown, education, entertainment, family-friendly, festivals and fairs. And you can select multiples of these. It doesn't have to just be one. You can select more than enough. Holiday, kid-friendly, live music. So you can select whatever these would be, and they will show up, and I'll show you that here in a second. So after you select those, the next you would obviously come in here and select the Greater Burlington Events Calendar and hit done. Okay, thank you. So you will see the event popped up in here. So this is where it's kind of a little bit of a pain, is that what's awesome about this is that you can add photos and other things, but it doesn't let you do it when you initially put it in. So this is a little bit of a headache that you have to go back in. Once you create the event, you have to go back in, and you can put in links, you can put in photos. You can see the photos here, or you can drag and drop a photo into the event. Let me see, do I have a photo in here that I could pull real quick? 1 second. There we go. We'll do that. Okay. All right, so I'm going to put in, I'll just put in a photo here. Let's drag this River Park Place photo. Oh, this is really big. This one might not work. Okay. River Park Place. Crop and save, and it will pop in there. So obviously you can shrink, add, or shrink, make them bigger, whatever you want to do in here. Same thing if you want to do links in here, you can add a link. But that's the one thing that is a little bit of a pain, is that you can't add photos until the event's created, but you can go back in and add it. So if we click in here and hit done, and once it's saved, it'll pop up. All right, we'll give it a second. It's being a little bit slow today, but we'll go in here, refresh to see. We go down here into, oh, it's not saved yet. Come on, buddy. So this does happen from time to time. FYI, is that the server will be a little bit slow to go. It's a pain.
But while he's waiting for that, it is a really good idea when you know you have an event that you do annually, or you know it's coming up in 3 months or 4 months. I don't think people realize how many people check with us, visitors, what's going on in Burlington the weekend of October, whatever, and we need to have these things in the events calendar so we can share that and so that they can find it for themselves. So it is really important to add your events.
Yes. Thank you, Cindy. We get, when did I set that to publish? I think it's set to publish. We get thousands of views a month on our events calendar page. The last time I checked, the average time that was also spent on there was somewhere between, it was between 3 and 5 minutes. So people, when they go on there, they stay on there and they're looking around to see what's going on. All right. I'll see if this pops up. GrowthZone does take a little bit to cache the information, so it might not show up yet. All right, we'll come back to this here in a little bit to see if the new one shows up. Also, secondly, when you do get your event, so there are a couple places that you can put photos. So the one is obviously in there, but there's also a button up here. So you see where this little calendar button is? This is where you would put your the search image. So let's pop that in here. Properties. Oh yeah, that's fine. Okay. River Park Police. So if you've got a graphic for your, there it goes. If you've got a graphic for your event, it will show up in there. All right. SIB test. Let's see. Test. Did I set it for last year? I might have. I'll have to come back and look. Okay. I know I'm getting there, Della. Sorry. Well, okay. We're going to jump back into here. We'll let this thing clear. So next on here is what we really want to talk about, which is really awesome, is the modules, which is job posting, internship opportunities, hot deals, apartment or home rentals, commercial spaces for rental, and scholarships. So these are really the new bread and butter things that are awesome for you to take advantage of. So what are they? Obviously, they're fairly self-explanatory of what they are. There's job postings, which are, we've created essentially a jobs board where people can look for new jobs. We are in the process of working on compiling all of the internships that are available around Des Moines County, because it's very difficult. There's not a place especially for internships and scholarship, there's not one single place that you can find all of this information. So that's what we're working to do, is to create these modules for you, the Chamber of Commerce members, for you to put all of your information in one place. And we are going to push this out to, whether it's job postings, we're going to be making a concerted effort for a marketing campaign for if people are looking for jobs to come to the jobs postings. Same thing, we're going to work with schools with internships and scholarships for the schools to draw people to these. So that's why you would do these. So what is it? So normally, for example, for the job postings, we've always had Friday facts. So we have now implemented this. So instead of posting a job in Friday facts, we have now this job board. So it will look like, this is what it looks like. And so once we get through this, I'll show you where these are on the website so you have an idea. But this is kind of what it looks like for the prospective job person. They will come to the jobs posting and they will see this. So it's very simple for you to add a new thing. So I see everything because I'm an admin of everything. So normally you would only see this right here. So you'd see your own. So if you had a job posting or a new job that you would like to add, it's very simple. You click add, you would put in the new title. So we're just going to say test job opening. This is the description, is what you would have, just like you would post on Monster or ZipRecruiter or LinkedIn or whatever you would do. You would put in your test job description. Same thing. So the search description is the same thing. So when we have all of the jobs in there, so if you're searching for something specific, a job specific, this is where you would pop up. So whether it was a cook or a teller or a director, whatever it is, you could put that in the search description. So next in here are job types. So as we were putting these together, this is what made sense for in here. So the caveat to all of these things are, as you're working in these modules, if you get to somewhere and be like, oh, I would really like if we would be able to put this in here, let me know. We can add this in here. But like I said, as we were putting these together, this is what makes sense. So obviously the job type, you need to know whether it's part-time, full-time, intern, or anything like that. Same thing with education. If you would like to have a preferred education, experience level, entry level, mid to senior, director, executive, not applicable. Same thing with the job function. So we have, so people know what it is, and you can put your contact information in there as well. So you should be able to submit who the job was posted by. Same thing if you've got a start and an end date. This is what is also awesome, is that you have the control for all of these modules. So you can control when they're published, when they end. You can delete them as needed. Let's say you put this out and the first day you find a job, or you find not a job, but you find a candidate that's going to fill this. You can easily pull this off. You don't have to get a hold of us and take it out. Let's just say for Friday Facts, for example. Let's say you put it in Wednesday, but you hear from somebody Thursday, and we've already got it going out. So the position's already going to be in there. So this takes it and puts all of the control into you that you can do. A couple other things in here. So if you have any images, if you've got images of your workspace or what the job would be doing, you can put them in here. Same thing as the events and the directory is that there's a search results image as well. So these will show up inside the job posting. This will show up as the search. So as you can see here, this is what that search one is in here. So we've got the search essentially is your logo or whatever it is. But as they click in here, as you can see here, we've got what our mission is. We can see we've got our information, logos in here. All of that information can show up. But sorry, I clicked out on that. But the search image shows up here. Okay. So internships and scholarships, all of these are very similar. As you can see, you go in here, you can click and you can add, and it's the same thing. It's very simple. Title, description, job type for internships. Same thing with scholarships. It's just what the scholarship's about. All of that stuff. It should be simple information, super easy for you to do. The other really cool one that we're very excited about is this hot deals. So hot deals, think of it as a local Groupon is what we're going to be touting it as. Is that where your business, if you're a retail business or you're a restaurant business, this is where you can come in and create a deal for potential customers. Let's just say, for example, this is going to be a test deal. We're going to say it's 10% off something. Obviously, you put stuff in there, but you can also put in your description. You could say, save on what you love and get 10% off at the same time. So that would just be a description of your hot deal. In this, the big description, your search description is the same thing as your directory and everything else. It would just show up as if people are searching for it, and they show it in the list view. That would be in there. It's got an expiration date as well. So if you want to put something up here and you want it to be done by X date, you can put it in here. So how you want to do it, there's a couple of different ways. I know people like to track different things. So if you have a promo code, like it's save 10 could be your promo code or whatever. So people could show you just so you know that's what it is, or they could say save 10. Otherwise, it also has images down here so that you could put in, let's just say you have a QR code, for example. If you've got something that you can scan so you can immediately track it, you could put that in there as well. The search result image is your logo or whatever you want it to show up. So there is same thing with a start and an end date. So if you want to start it on X date and you want to end it on X date, that's great. Expiration date and end date are essentially the same thing, but it gives you that it gives you that control of what you want to be in here. So this is a super awesome thing that is free for you to take advantage of, which is great. And so we have apartment or rental. So if you are a realtor or a business that has apartments or homes that rent, you can put those in here as well. Same thing if you're a business owner that's got maybe commercial space that you want to rent in here. We've got spaces for those as well. And again, all of these modules, they're very similar. You can put in your information, your photos, and they will show up in here. And so the same thing is that you can come in, and when you're done with them, you can hit the edit button and you can delete them, and they're gone. So I alluded to this a little bit before, and it's a why. Why should you take advantage of these? One, it's great because they're going to show up in Google searches is one, obviously. The more you can get your business name out there, the better. Two is that here at the Chamber, like I said before, we're going to make a concerted effort to push these modules out and to make them the go-to place for the community for jobs. So it's I'll show you here in a second where they're located, but we're going to put this out there for people looking for jobs. We want them to help fill your positions. So greaterburlington.com/jobs. We're going to be putting marketing campaigns. We're going to have social campaigns. We're going to have radio campaigns that are pushing each and individuals in different ways, but specifically to draw people to these pages. And it's not going to be just like a month thing, or it's going to be a couple week thing. This is going to be an ongoing thing that we do to keep people, driving people to these pages. And once they're there, the awesome thing is for all of these is that people can subscribe to these almost like it's not really a newsletter, but it's a notification. So you can sign up. So people are looking for jobs, or if they're looking for hot deals, they can come up and they can subscribe. So they put their email address and they can get notified when new deals are added. Either when new deals are added daily or monthly. We've got to figure that out a little bit better. We don't want to bombard people, obviously, with too much information, but they can sign up. It's just like an email address, or it's just like a newsletter that they can sign up to get notified when anything populates in here. And so that's our goal, is to drive people to these pages, to get them to just subscribe so that they have buy-in and that they know the value of these things. So that's what the concerted marketing effort is to get people to these pages, to show them your information. So that's the why. We're going to put money behind it. It's not going to cost you anything. I've taken it out of my budget to come up with campaigns to help push these out, to promote you, to promote your business. All you need to do is, when I was talking to the board, like I said, is the new website in GrowthZone is we've created this awesome sandbox. We need members essentially to come in and build stuff in it. And that's what these modules are. Okay, so drop your questions in here if you have them. I know I'm kind of talking fast because there's so much to cover, but I want to make sure I answer any of your questions on here that we have. So we've got these modules. We create them in GrowthZone. So where do they live on the website? So they are right now, this is where they live. And this could change. There could be additions, and there could be a little bit of movement depending on what makes sense from the user experience when they're searching. So I can go to you from for the events. Obviously, we've got greaterburlington.com/events is out there, but also on the homepage, whenever you go to greaterburlington.com, it shows up right here at the top. So it's always up there, no matter what page you go on, it will show up there immediately. And people can click on it. Same thing with the directory. The directory is always up top, so people can click on the directory and go to that. Okay. Job postings. Okay. So on our new website, and this is going to take a little bit for us to get the word out to the community, is that on our new website, you've noticed we've got our divisions up here, but if you scroll down, we've got this little bar that's it's built towards new people and people that are not familiar with us and not familiar with our website and could be not familiar necessarily with Greater Burlington. So we have essentially these 4 titles, which are living here, which is geared towards people that are newly relocated or maybe consider moving here. So you can see we've got education, different things that they can pop up in here. Growing a business, playing here, and working here. So for job postings, under working here, we have a section specifically for job seekers where that they can find a job. They can, if they're looking for employers, it goes to their member directory. And we're going to have different trainings for people to better themselves and better their career. But this essentially is where it is. So we're going to have people again. So it's greaterburlington.com, working here. It's for job seekers and find a job. So if they're just looking through the website and they see working here, they're going to find their way naturally to find a job. All right, let me flip my page here. So for internship opportunities, we go back to the home page. So in working here, and you scroll down, we've got it broken down between job seekers. And then next is student opportunities and programs. So we have obviously a number of programs in here. I'm not going to talk too much about them that we're doing to help build the workforce in the community. But finding an internship and finding scholarships are inside this section as well. So again, we're going to work with counselors at the school districts in the area to help them be aware of what's available here, to say, hey, we're putting all of the internships, because at this point you have to know somebody's brother's cousin's uncle that works somewhere that has an internship to get one, or just be lucky enough to hear about it. We're going to take all those, put them in one place. Same thing with scholarships. It's if your business has a scholarship, this is where we want to list them. And so you can put all of your information in here, but that's how people will find those as well. So for the hot deals, there's a couple of different places for the hot deals. GreaterBurlington.com/hot deals is the direct way to get there. Otherwise, it's littered through the site a bunch of different places. Through CVB, we've got it in the navigation in here. So if it's visitors are looking for anything specific, or people are looking around stuff to do here, it's in here as well. It's also in downtown partners, because they are all about drawing people to downtown. So the chamber members that are downtown will have the where's it? Oh, it's in plan your trip. Sorry, excuse me. When people are planning their trip, where'd it go? I scrolled through it. Plan your trip, it is in here as well. So people can see what's going on and go directly to that. Obviously, when we have the marketing campaign, we'll be directing people directly to the site. But we are constantly working on user experience. So I can almost tell you right now, there will be another few places that people will be able to get to hot deals. So apartment rental and commercial space rental. So those are same things. So growing a business here. Obviously, if people are interested about growing a business, we've got the available commercial space lease, a commercial space for a lease here. So people can directly click into that if they're looking about growing a business or creating a business. And apartment rentals or home rentals are the same thing. So if people are interested in living here, or maybe relocating, or just looking for a place, under living here, under housing, we've got find an apartment or a home as well. So directly go into that. So the thought process is obviously, as people are looking through the website, what's the logical thing if they're looking for how we can do this. So that's kind of where they are on the website. Okay. So to reiterate, GrowthZone and InfoHub is where I'm going to minus this out just a little bit. This is the new hub for everything with your Chamber of Commerce membership, how you put in all of your GrowthZone modules, whether it's the member directory, whether it's events, whether it's job postings or internships or hot deals, any of those things. This is where you enter all of it, and it will automatically be populated on greaterburlington.com. It takes a little bit because there's a cache thing where GrowthZone, I don't know if it's 10 or 15 or 20 minutes or whatever it is, it can take to cache, refresh the cache and show up on the website. But it's almost instantaneously that will show up on here. So you put something on, and it should be within the half hour. It should be showing up here on here. And so it's a free perk just for being a Chamber of Commerce member. You can put your information in here. You can take advantage of it. We will be promoting all of these once we have things on here. As you can see, obviously, we don't have any apartment rentals, or we don't really have a ton of job postings or internships or scholarships or hot deals. But once people start to hear, we've started slowly to advertise it of what it is. But once we start to get information populated on here, we're going to start the campaign of, hey, this is new. Come check it out. Save money on what you, it's essentially the same thing as Groupon, to save money on what you do every day. But we're not going to use that tagline because obviously we don't want to get sued by Groupon. But it's the same premise: is you've got great deals. We can help. We can connect you with those potential customers. So Brenda's got a question. So if, as an admin, if you add an employee, will the employee get an email to add, edit, and select what they want to receive? Yes. So yes. So it doesn't matter who you are. If you are a Chamber of Commerce member, staff to a Chamber of Commerce member, they can create an InfoHub account. And again, it will just, for the most part, for these people, it will just be, all they'll be able to see is their information. Like if they're a young professional, for example, they can get their YP bill in here and they can pay it if they pay it directly. And they can also, in my subscriptions, they can select what they would like to see. So if you can go through the website to sign up for Friday Facts and for the newsletter. But if you want events, updates, any of the DPI stuff, you can come in here and make a little check mark, and that will sign you up for those. So hopefully that answers your question, Brenda. Ariane, are all of these features free for members, correct? Yes. All of these features are absolutely free. If you're a Chamber of Commerce member, you have access to all of these. Again, by default, the primary to the account has those. But if it's somebody else that does it, let us have the primary tell us, or let us know if you would like somebody else to do it, and we can give those people the permissions to do this. But yes, all of these things are absolutely free, available for you literally right now. You could be in there right now adding this information, and it will get populated onto greaterburlington.com as we speak. All of these things, again, absolutely free, ready for you to take advantage of immediately. All you need to do is to create an account. And again, you should have got an email this morning, if not a couple of weeks ago, to create an account. Check out that email. Again, it was getting the most out of your chamber membership with GrowthZone Info Hub. There's a link in there. I've got a video that shows you exactly how to do it. So click on there, and it'll walk you through. It's super easy. In addition, we will be having some in-person training. So you'll see here in the upcoming newsletter, we are going to have some in-person trainings here. So if you would like to bring your laptop and follow along or ask questions as you do it, or just maybe you just want to, it's easier if you have questions when somebody's right there instead of, I know it's playing email tag. It's a little bit different. So you can at least see, so I can see what you're seeing at the same time and help you out. So we'll be having in-person trainings on April 6th from 12 to 1 over the lunch hour. And then also from 4 to 5 p.m. we'll be having them. And then we'll be having another day on April 27th from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. and then from 4 to 5 p.m. Again, these will be listed in the newsletter that's coming out here in April as well, on the back page actually, so you'll be able to see it. And so you don't need to register. You can shoot me an email if you want. Otherwise, I've got those times set aside, so you can just come in, sit down, and we can talk through setting you up your account, answer any questions you may have about any of the modules, and getting everything set up for you. That's the point. Is that this is brand new, obviously, so it's going to take people a little bit to just get familiarized with it. Anything brand new, people are obviously a little bit hesitant because they don't want to break anything or stuff like that. But I promise you, once you get in here, it's super user friendly, and I guarantee you'll take advantage of it once you actually get in here. So, questions? Do we have any other questions that you may have? again, like I said, I covered a bunch of stuff really fast. So hopefully this worked. If not, feel free to reach out to me, shoot me an email. If you get stuck on something, give me a call. I'm glad to walk you through it. Otherwise, come to the in-person trainings we got on April 6th and April 27th. We're here, and maybe you're one of the people that we're going to be pushing this video out as well. Maybe you're one of the people that it's a couple months down the road from seeing this, from the recording of this, and this is the first time you see it. Reach out to us then too. I'm here to help you take advantage of these modules, take advantage of the GrowthZone, get your business shown on greaterburlington.com, and get all of the perks and reach potential customers and help your business grow. Because the more your business grows, the better we do, and better we all do. It's the old saying, rising tides raises all ships. So I'm here to help you do better. So yeah, Steven, it's going to be great when we get everybody to populate stuff on the website. It's going to be great. So again, I think that's everything. If you've got questions, drop them in the chat. Otherwise, I know we're running a couple minutes over here, but this is super important stuff. So if you've got questions, I'm here to answer. Otherwise, I think that's it.
Yeah, I want to go ahead and remind everybody, reach out to me too, and we'll get you what you need. I want to thank you all for being with us today. Next month, Denise Johnson of Weingart Company is going to share information on what practices led to Weingart Company being awarded the Champion of Hidden Talent at this year's annual dinner. So that's a good one to sign up for soon. So be sure and join us then, and we will look forward to seeing you next time.
Perfect. Thank you, everybody, so much, and we will see you later. Have a great day.